To our vivacious and wonderful school principal, Dr. Rosalie Asoy-Jonco, to the bright, virtuous RVM sisters present here today, to the loving and hardworking teachers, educators, and members of the school administration, to our dear, supportive parents and guests, and to the best group of peers I know, who is this, good afternoon. This is it. There's no turning back now. This is the final time that I'll be speaking in front of you as a high school student. And this is the last time I'll be calling my dear Wistis high school seniors. This is our last day together as 10th graders in St. Mary's Academy of Santa Ana. But is this the end of the lap? I stand before you today, filled with mixed emotions. Within my heart, I feel an inexplainable joy and have enormous pride in the fact that we are finally here and living this moment of our graduation. After a nerve-wracking 4-year roller coaster ride, we finally arrived at the final stop. We're not little children anymore, as we're beginning to bloom into adults. This day marks our first step away from our teenage wonderland and into the real world. However, this is also the moment we didn't want to come too soon. For after this, we'll all be leading our own separate lives. We won't be seeing each other anymore in the school we learned to love. All that is would be left of us are the memories we shared, the lessons we learned, the decisions we made, the people we met, and everything else that would sum up to who we are today. Change has made our high school lives complete. Compared to the freshmen who once ventured in this institution back in 2008, we are now a little bit older, a little bit smarter, and a little bit better. As days go by, we become more mature and more ready for the future. Looking back, I remember when I first stepped onto the school's grounds. I wasn't sure of everything that was to come. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life and was a complete stranger to the world. I was a kid. I didn't know much. I didn't realize back then that life isn't all fun and games. I've always viewed the world as a magical place made especially for me. But now, as I stand before you, I am a changed person. I learned to let go of the fantasies I chose to believe in as a child. I now know that life isn't for the weak at heart. You can never live easy. Every day is a struggle, and you can't always rely on other people to help you out. Experiences that knocked me down made me stronger. Being heartbroken and hurt only made me learn how to forgive, forget, let go, and move on. Failing and being disappointed numerous times only made me want to succeed even more. People I've met along my journey made me wiser. I can now make decisions on my own and stand by them. Achievements I had made me believe in my worth. I now know that no one is ever made to dwell in shadows, and everybody is made to serve their own purposes. In 4 years, I've grown a lot. In 4 years, I've known a lot. Like me, every single student in this hall has changed, all in just 4 years. When we go to our next destination, we'll be carrying those changes and the values we've grown into, and we'll be using them as tools for our long-term success. We have been nurtured, living with the values of faith in God, excellence, and service for others. Nothing can take that away from us. We carry not only the title Christians, but the name Marians, which we shall be proud of for the rest of our lives. The Marian spirit will forever burn in our hearts, minds, and souls, for it had been the foundation of our growth. We can now say that we are ready for the world. This may be the last stage we'll ever step on as high school students, but we've only just begun. The race isn't over. Another finish line is yet to be reached. My dear batchmates, we do not know for sure what the future holds for us, but what's important is that we keep our values intact. For the values we've learned here are the ones we should hold on to as we run our race. Tomorrow, after graduation, all these will be part of history, but today isn't even over yet. Have a look at the faces around you. These same faces are the ones that made us laugh and cry. These are the people we've learned from, valued, loved, and hurt. These are the faces we'd be missing. These are the faces we should lock in our hearts. We've been journeying together as one Martin family. And yes, goodbyes are always heart-wrenching. But we've already been a part of each other's history, life, and memories. And what would life be without my beloved wisdom advisor, Madam Cristal Castro, who loved, cherished, and accepted me for who I am? What would life be without our cousins, Justice and Madam Tin Anis, who we shared our lives with and made us feel like there is no section division? What will it be like without our teachers, who had unselfishly shared their knowledge and efforts for the betterment of our batch? Life would be bleak if I had never met those teachers whom I look up to, who have made an impact in my life, became people I could easily talk to, considered me a friend, and made me see my potential in serving my fellow schoolmates. What would it be like without my friends, classmates, and fellow officers who were my companions in serving the students? My life would be boring, for we shared the good times and the bad times. You supported me and kept me safe always. Without the administration and the RVM sisters, I would never have explored my full potentials and achieved everything I've had so far. Without our dear families to support us, we would not make it this far. To my family, my grandmother Prince, Dave, my brother, Mama and Daddy, you guys are the best. You don't know how long I've wanted to do this, express my gratitude to you in public. Thank you for loving me, for taking care of me, reminding me to stay true to myself, checking reality for me, believing in everything I try to do, and of course, for making me feel like I'm the best daughter you could ever wish for, even though I'm not perfect. I hope I made you proud. I love you. And finally, without our dear God Almighty, we would not be gathered here together. We would be replete without friends, families, and teachers who made a great impact in our lives. He deserves the greatest and deepest appreciation. All glory is His. Now, in behalf of the St. Mary's Academy of Santa Ana Seniors, I welcome you all to the 63rd commencement exercises of the Upper Basic Education Department. Thank you and good afternoon.